At the beginning of the story, we meet a 12-year-old boy named Peel. He's in 7th grade, and he's different. He doesn't really fit in. He doesn't have any real friends at school, and most of the time he prefers being alone. Peel has a crush on a girl from his school named Amanda. She's the most popular girl in class, confident, stylish, and known by everyone, but she has never even noticed Peel. To her, he's just another regular kid, invisible in the crowd. One day, Peel is sitting on the school rooftop, quietly eating an apple. From up there, he sees two bullies picking on a kid named Wilhelm. Peel can't just sit and watch, so he throws his apple at the bullies to distract them. It works, but now they see him. The bullies start chasing Peel, and he runs as fast as he can. He finally hides near an old abandoned house, and the boys give up looking for him. But then, something strange happens. An ant crawls up his leg. Peel doesn't think much of it at first. He checks to make sure the bullies are gone, and starts heading home. Suddenly, the ant climbs to his neck and bites him. The bite burns. His body starts reacting in a weird way. He looks down and realizes it really was an ant. He begins to feel dizzy. Before he collapses, he briefly sees a mysterious man standing nearby, but he can't make out his face. That night, Peel regains consciousness and somehow makes his way home. His mom asks why he's so late. Peel lies and says he was playing games with friends. She tells him dinner is ready, but he says he's not hungry and goes straight to his room. While sleeping, Peel has strange dreams. He sees ants surrounding him, crawling all over him, attacking him. In the middle of the night, feeling extremely hungry, he sleepwalks into the kitchen and starts devouring chocolate bar after bar. The next morning, he wakes up in his room surrounded by empty chocolate wrappers. There's chocolate smeared all over his face. He's shocked. He doesn't remember eating any of it. At breakfast, things get even stranger. He grabs a milk carton and it sticks to his hand. He panics. He can't pull it off. It's like his hands have become glue. He calls his dad for help, and with some effort, they manage to pull it free. Trying to act normal, Peel picks up a glass of juice, but this time, he accidentally crushes it in his hand. The glass shatters because his strength has suddenly increased. His dad sees it all but brushes it off, assuming the glass must have already had a crack in it, but Peel knows something isn't right. Later at school, the class is preparing for a physical skills activity. The teacher is guiding students through exercises and basic combat-style drills. At first, Peel struggles. He seems weak and clumsy in front of everyone, but suddenly, something switches inside him. He launches a powerful move against his teacher and actually sends him flying backward. The entire class is stunned. Among them is Wilhelm, the same boy Peel saved from the bullies. After school, Wilhelm approaches Peel and asks him directly, "Do you have some kind of superpower?" Peel denies everything. He insists he's just normal. But while they're talking, Peel notices someone watching them from a distance, the same mysterious man from before. The man stares at them intensely. Peel feels a chill run down his spine. He quickly heads home. Meanwhile, we see the mysterious man inside that same abandoned house. He's reading a newspaper article about the owner of a powerful pharmaceutical company, the CEO of Exopharm, and that CEO is Amanda's father. The next day at school, Peel finally tells Wilhelm everything. He explains how an ant bit him, and ever since that moment, weird things have been happening. He's stronger, faster, sticky hands, wall climbing, powers he can't explain. Wilhelm listens carefully, and instead of laughing, he gets excited. He takes Peel to his house, and that's when we discover something important. Wilhelm is incredibly smart. He's obsessed with superheroes. He's researched comic book heroes, their origins, their powers, everything. To Wilhelm, this isn't crazy. This is a superhero origin story. So he starts running experiments on Peel to figure out exactly what kind of powers he has. Wilhelm is convinced, so he designs a suit for him, a red and black homemade costume, and he gives him a name, Antboy, to test whether the powers are real in the field. Wilhelm takes Peel to a parking lot known for small crimes and robberies, but instead of staying with him, Wilhelm leaves him there alone. Trial by fire. A few minutes later, Peel hears a woman screaming for help. A thief has grabbed her purse and is running. Without thinking, Peel, wearing the Antboy suit, chases after him. He catches up and tells the thief to return the purse, but the criminal laughs. To him, Peel just looks like a kid wearing a cheap Halloween costume. He tells him to go home before he gets hurt. And honestly, Peel is scared. This isn't a video game. This is a real criminal. So Peel starts backing away. But then something incredible happens. The thief notices Peel climbing up a wall without any support, just like an ant. That's when it clicks. Peel really does have ant powers. Now the thief is the one who's scared. He tries to run, but this time Peel chases him down and captures him. Soon the police arrive and arrest the thief. Moments later, Wilhelm shows up and asks what happened. Peel proudly explains how he caught the criminal and even demonstrates that he can climb walls. But this time, he falls back down. He's exhausted. Wilhelm, being the superhero nerd he is, quickly figures it out. Low energy. He hands Pele a chocolate bar. Within seconds, Pele feels stronger again. Energy restored. Now everything makes sense. Ant-level strength requires serious fuel. After that, Wilhelm upgrades the suit by adding a helmet, something that fully covers Pele's face so no one can recognize him. His identity must stay secret. Over the next few days, we see Antboy helping people all around the city, stopping small crimes, saving cats, helping strangers. Word spreads quickly. Antboy becomes famous, especially among kids. Children start looking up to him. He becomes a symbol of courage, a small kid with big powers. But while Antboy's popularity grows, danger is rising elsewhere. One evening, Amanda is at home with her sister Ida. Suddenly, a strange man appears in the house. Amanda screams in terror. Her sister runs toward her, but before she can reach her, the mysterious man kidnaps Amanda. After that, we see Pele back at school, but something feels off. Amanda isn't there. He looks around the classroom, the hallway, but she's nowhere to be seen, and that makes him uneasy. Later that day, during lunch, chaos suddenly breaks out. Students are screaming and pointing at the roof. There's a boy hanging off the edge of the school building. Without hesitation, Pele slips away, puts on his suit, and becomes Antboy. He scales the wall like an ant, climbing straight up to the rooftop to save the kid. But when he gets there, he realizes it's not a real person, it's a dummy. And standing there waiting for him is Ida, Amanda's sister. She set it up to lure Antboy there, so she could speak to him face to face. Ida then shows him a video on her phone. In the video, we see Amanda trapped inside a glass box. She's locked inside some kind of transparent chamber. The mysterious kidnapper demands $20 million. If the money isn't paid, he'll kill her. But that's not all. He also demands that her father shut down his pharmaceutical company. That company is called Exopharm. If her father refuses, Amanda suffers. After seeing the video, Antboy makes a decision. He's going to rescue her, no matter what. Pele, still in his Antboy suit, takes Ida to Wilhelm's house. Wilhelm is upset. He never wanted Pele to involve anyone else. A secret identity is sacred in the superhero world, but Pele assures him Ida doesn't know who he really is. They focus on the mission. Antboy asks Ida who could be behind this. Ida explains that it might be someone from her father's company, someone who wants revenge or wants the company shut down. She also reveals that the video was sent by someone calling himself the Flea. Wilhelm immediately agrees. They have to save Amanda. As they talk, Antboy suddenly notices a scent, a familiar scent. It's coming from a necklace Ida is holding, Amanda's necklace. Using his heightened ant-like senses, Antboy follows the scent trail. It leads them back to the same abandoned house, the place where the ant first bit him. Wilhelm tells them the house used to belong to a woman who died 2 weeks ago. Pele tells Wilhelm and Ida to stay outside. He goes in alone. Inside, he discovers something shocking. There's lab equipment everywhere, scientific tools, insect containers, experimental setups. It's a secret laboratory. Dozens of insects are being experimented on. Someone has been trying to create a powerful vaccine, something that could alter abilities, maybe even grant superhuman strength. As Pele searches deeper, he finally finds Amanda. She's trapped inside a sealed glass box, but before he can free her, the kidnapper appears. He captures Antboy and locks him inside another glass box. The man finally reveals himself. His name is the Flea, and then we learn his story. The Flea used to be a biochemist working at Exopharm, Amanda's father's company. He was brilliant, creating vaccines that made the company millions. At one point, he developed a rare experimental vaccine using genetically modified ants. The goal was to cure rare diseases. We learn that his own mother was suffering from a serious illness. Desperate, he injected her with the experimental ant-based vaccine, and it worked. She started getting better. But then Amanda's father shut down the project. The company was losing money, and they couldn't afford to continue production. To him, it was business. To the Flea, it was his mother's life. Without the vaccine, her condition returned, and she died. The Flea secretly tried to continue producing the serum, but when Amanda's father found out, he fired him. Humiliated, angry, broken. That grief turned into hatred, and now he wants revenge. He kidnapped Amanda to force her father to shut down the company, to destroy everything he built. If he couldn't save his mother, he would make sure Amanda's father lost everything. And now Antboy is trapped, face to face with a villain created by pain and revenge. Inside the lab, the Flea continues telling his story. He explains that he tried everything to save his mother. He created multiple experimental vaccines. He tested different formulas, different insect-based serums, but nothing worked. His mother still died, and during those experiments, he developed a rare ant-based serum, the same kind that ended up in Pele's body. That's why Pele has these powers. But the Flea didn't stop there. He experimented on other insects too. He didn't just want to cure disease anymore, he wanted power. So he created a perfected version of the serum and injected it into himself. The result? He became powerful, extremely powerful. Just like Antboy, he now possesses enhanced strength, agility, and insect-like abilities. After hearing all this, Antboy is completely shocked. Then the Flea hits him where it hurts the most. He tells Pele that he knows he likes Amanda, but she doesn't like you. She likes Antboy. According to the Flea, Amanda only admires the superhero, not the normal awkward kid named Pella. He even plants another doubt. Wilhelm is only your friend because you have powers. That line cuts deep. For the first time, Pella begins to question everything. Outside the house, Wilhelm and Ida have already called the police. Sirens approach. When the Flea hears them, he escapes before he can be captured. Antboy is left shaken, not just by the fight, but by the words. And that's when Pella makes a decision. He decides he's done being Antboy. He wants to live as himself, as Pella. He wants Amanda to like him for who he truly is, not because of a mask or superpowers. He doesn't want his powers standing between him and real feelings. He wants Amanda to love Pella, not Antboy. But Wilhelm is devastated by this decision. He believes Pella has a responsibility. With great power comes the chance to protect others. Pella could help people. He could be a real hero, but Pella refuses. The next day at school, things take a dark turn. The Flea attacks the school. His target, Amanda and Ida. Chaos erupts. Wilhelm rushes to Pella and hands him the mask. "This is who you are," he tells him. "We need Antboy." But Pella shakes his head. He says he's never becoming Antboy again. And then he walks away, leaving the situation to the police. Because at that moment, Pella no longer wants to be a hero. He just wants to be normal. Wilhelm is crushed after hearing Pella say he's done being Antboy. But even if Pella walks away, Wilhelm won't. He decides that someone has to step up. So he puts on Antboy's mask himself and goes to confront the Flea. He doesn't have powers. He doesn't have super strength. All he has is courage. Wilhelm faces the Flea at the school, trying to protect the students, but it doesn't take long for the Flea to realize this isn't the real Antboy. With one quick move, he overpowers Wilhelm easily, because bravery alone isn't enough against superhuman strength. When Pella finds out that his best friend is in danger, something inside him changes. He may not want to be Antboy anymore, but he can't let Wilhelm get hurt. So without saying a word, Pella puts the suit back on. He grabs his bike and races toward the forest, the place where the Flea has taken Wilhelm. He arrives and finds his friend tied up. Pella frees him quickly, but just then the Flea appears. Wilhelm and Antboy run, hiding and waiting for the right moment. They realize they can't beat him head on. They need a strategy. While the Flea isn't looking, Wilhelm sneaks behind him and attacks his power source, the device that enhances his abilities. It works. The Flea begins to weaken. His strength starts fading. That's Antboy's moment. He charges forward and attacks with everything he's got. This time, it's not about popularity. It's not about impressing Amanda. It's about protecting the people he cares about. A real hero. After an intense fight, Antboy defeats the Flea. Soon the police arrive and arrest him for good. The threat is finally over. Later, Antboy visits Amanda at her house. She still doesn't know that Antboy and Pella are the same person. Amanda thanks him for saving her life. She's emotional, grateful, and she leans in to kiss him, but Antboy steps back. He doesn't kiss her. Instead, he asks where Ida is, because the truth is he didn't come for Amanda. He came to talk to Ida. Ida already knows his secret identity. When she arrives, Antboy asks her to promise that she'll never tell anyone that Pella is Antboy. She agrees. She promises to protect his secret, that it was Pella who saved Amanda and the entire city. Finally, we see the last scene of the movie. Pella and Wilhelm are together again, best friends. This time they're talking about upgrading the suit, making it better, stronger, smarter, because even though Pella once tried to walk away from being a hero, deep down he knows Antboy isn't just a mask, it's who he truly is. And that's where the story ends. If you felt inspired by Antboy's journey, from an invisible kid to a real hero, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this video with someone who needs a little superhero motivation today.